Tennessee entered the 2003 football season hungry and healthy after an injury-plagued season in 2002. Veteran leaders and promising youngsters produced the sixth 10-win season of the Philip Fulmer era. This was a team that operated best with the odds stacked squarely against them. Time and again, these players found their backs against the wall and responded with victory. It was reminiscent of a team from yesteryear, also quarterbacked by number 7. The Volunteers of 1973 had a never-say-die attitude that earned them the moniker the Comeback Kids.
The comeback kids, the comeback kids. Everybody's talking about the comeback kids. The comeback kids, the comeback kids. Everybody's talking about the comeback kids.
The comeback kids, the comeback kids. Everybody's talking about the comeback kids. Start out ahead, come from behind. Never seem to doubt that things would turn out fine.
With that spirit revived, the Vol Network honors the 2003 Tennessee Volunteers once again, the Comeback Kids. Just like the Vols of 30 years ago, the anticipation leading to the football season was enormous. The feeling that a special season was at hand bolstered the mood of coaches and players throughout the preseason. And finally, on August 30th, 2003, after a long, hot summer, the Vols were ready for action against Fresno State, and so were the fans.
Well, the heat doesn't bother the fans. Listen to them. They stand to their feet as the Pride of the Southland Band has formed the giant T, which stretches from the north end zone to midfield. And ladies and gentlemen, here come the Volunteers. Philip Fulmer leads the Volunteers onto Shields-Watkins Field to begin this 2003 football season. And on a hot, steamy afternoon, it is finally football time in Tennessee.
The first order of business, locate a new wide receiver. And it didn't take Casey Clausen long to do that.
Long down the right sideline, the pass is going to be complete to James Banks down at the 9-yard line. The long fade pattern down the right sideline. James Banks never gave up on it. What a great pass by Clausen.
The veteran quarterback helped the former quarterback ease into his new role, and the switch quickly paid off.
Dumps the ball off, complete to James Banks at the 5, and he rolls in for a touchdown. Casey Clausen avoided the first man rushing. Banks was running a crossing pattern. He dumped it to him, and Banks then took it to the pylon and into the checkerboards, and Tennessee leads 6-0.
James Banks would finish strong with 80 yards receiving. The defense, well, they were strong all day.
Grady being pressured. Now Grady's wrapped up and dropped. Big stop. Kevin Burnett makes his presence felt.
It was a welcome sight to witness Burnett's return from knee surgery after missing the 2002 season.
Jabari Davis to the 20, to the 10-5, checkerboard.
The emergence of Tennessee's run game was equally welcome. In addition to Jabari Davis' 44-yard touchdown, the Vol running backs would total 274 yards as a unit. Thanks to some serious D on the other side, the FSU backs managed -1 yard on the ground.
Constantine Ritzman.
But this was a day for the offense to stretch its legs.
Clausen, two-step drop, fires for the end zone. The pass is going to be caught. Is he in bounds? He is. Touchdown, Tennessee. Tony Brown, right along the sideline. Went up, had to get 1 foot down, and he did. And Tennessee has its 3rd touchdown of the day. Final score, Tennessee 24 and Fresno State 6.
After the first victory, fans had plenty to talk about and wanted to be heard. And speaking of heard, the thundering herd of Marshall rolled into Neyland Stadium the next Saturday, where they were introduced to Orange Lightning.
Clausen out of the shotgun, back to throw. Dumps the pass, slant pattern complete to James Banks. He breaks a tackle, dances into the checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee. And Tennessee has made it a 7-6 game.
Senior quarterback Casey Clausen threw for 235 yards, and James Banks was again his favorite target. But on this day, the defense would be called on to stop the potent Marshall attack.
Hill being pressured and sacked back in midfield.
Kevin Simon answered the call. On the day, Simon would record 6 tackles, but it was quality, not quantity, that made the difference. 3 times he entered the Herd's backfield to bring down Marshall Stan Hill.
Tennessee showing blitz. Here they come. Hill being pressured. Sacked again by Kevin Simon. Back at the 39-yard line. Simon's 3rd sack of the first half.
But everyone wanted in on this sack fest.
Knocked down. Robert Peace gets him back at the 49-yard line.
For another week, the defense shut down a rushing attack, this time allowing only 80 yards. But to counter the passing of Marshall, Tennessee's offense returned fire.
Fires for the end zone. The pass is going to be complete for a Tennessee touchdown. Tony Brown.
What a fabulous catch by Tony Brown. He was being hit at the time.
And Tennessee has the lead for the first time today, 13-10.
From there, Tennessee's Herd did a little thundering of its own.
Davis dives for the checkerboards. He's in. Touchdown, Jamari Davis. And Tennessee now expands the lead 20-10. And Tennessee's into the checkerboards again.
458 yards was the final tally for the offense. Senior leadership was the star of this day.
Touchdown, Tennessee. Troy Fleming. And the Volunteers now increase the lead to 27-17. A brilliantly designed play.
The brilliance was evident as young players made an impact in the victory.
Tennessee wins today over the Marshall Thundering Herd. 34-24 here at Neyland Stadium as the Volunteers move to 2-0 on this 2003 season.
2 games in, running back Cedric Houston was averaging 164 yards per game for an amazing 8.4 yards per carry. With 2 non-conference foes vanquished, a showdown with SEC rival Florida was 2 weeks away.
Gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than this one right here. As a little kid in the backyard, pretended to be somebody playing in a big ball game, maybe a college football game, maybe a professional football game, but this is as big as it gets in college football. You got an opportunity to come into somebody's house and take something away from them. And I expect us to go out from the very beginning, as I said earlier, show them our intentions. Okay, Tennessee is here to play. A lot of opportunities here for us, guys. There's a lot of plays that are going to be made in the ball game. A lot of plays on both sides. Keep playing. 1 play at a time, men. 1 play at a time, okay? And at the end of the 4th quarter, we'll have more points than they got. At the end of 4 quarters, regardless of what happens first, we jump on them 14-0. Keep playing. Our business is our business. Take care of ourselves. I believe we have us a heck of a football team right here. I believe we'll find out a lot about ourselves today. In the trenches, in our skill area, taking care of business. We got a senior quarterback here leading us, 10-0 on the road. Let's use him. Let's give him time to throw a football. Let's make the down and distance in our favor. Offensive line all day long. I was going to say there's dynamic plays to be made, but the team that's going to win is the team that does it fundamentally right for 4 quarters. Fundamentally right for 4 quarters. That takes care of the football, that has their pads underneath the other person's pads, that takes the proper pursuit angles, that hugs up the screens. The teams that do those little things well, line up right, tackle well, finish blocks, that's the team that will win this football game today. From start to finish, take it to their butt.
Carry the fight to Florida, keep it there for 60 minutes.
60 minutes of rock and sucking, man.
Tennessee and Florida just about ready to go. Get ready for the kickoff.
The largest crowd in Florida history was ready for the kickoff, and with good reason. The winner of the Tennessee-Florida game has gone on to win the SEC East title in 8 of the 11 years of division play. This series is big, and the players never have to be reminded how big. After spotting the Gators' 3 points, the defense set the tone for Tennessee.
Spins away from the first tackle, not the second, as he's shoved back as he's hit hard, shy of the 20-yard line.
Mark Jones was part of that defensive effort, but the versatile athlete had more to offer in the second quarter.
Tight end to the far side, backs in the I formation. 6-man front for the Gators. Fake handoff, end around. The end around goes to Mark Jones. Jones still on his feet to the 40. Jones to midfield. Still on his feet now, hit down at midfield. Mark Jones running from left all the way around the formation. Got the pitch back. Jones then running down the near sideline, cut it back across the field.
The offense turned the ball over on the very next play, but 4 plays later, back on defense, Jones returned the favor.
3-step drop, quick out pattern is intercepted. Yes! Mark Jones read it perfectly and stepped in front and picks it off. 2 big plays by Mark Jones.
Unable to move against the Gator defense in the first half, Tennessee relied on the old-school philosophy of General Robert Neyland. Defense and kicking win games. First, the kicking. All-America punter Dustin Colquitt controlled the field position. And the defense? They controlled the field.
Back to pass. Guns the pass over the middle. Open. Complete. And the ball is then stripped away and stolen by Tennessee. A fumble and it's down. Tennessee comes up and they rip the ball away. Greg Jones comes up with the fumble.
With more stingy defense, the Volunteers round themselves in possession of the football, down by 3 with 3 minutes remaining in the half. The drive stalled at the 50-yard line after a Jason Swain catch. It would seem Tennessee's last chance for points in the first half had passed. Fortunately, nobody told Casey Clausen. Getting the ball back at the Tennessee 39-yard line with only 16 seconds remaining, Cedric Houston got Clausen closed.
Little screen pass is going to be complete to Cedric Houston. Houston to midfield. Houston has a first down into Florida territory to the 48-yard line.
The first down stopped the clock, and with 4 seconds in the half, Clausen threw up a prayer. Literally.
Clausen back to throw. Winds up, and lets her fly. Throws for the end zone. Jump ball. It's up. Did anybody catch it? Touchdown, Tennessee! James Banks comes out of nowhere to grab it. It was a jump ball situation. James Banks at 6'3", 200, jumps above all the Gators. What a play by Clausen as he winds up, threw it as far as he possibly could, and James Banks goes up to get it, and Tennessee has its first lead of the day.
An absolute stunner for Florida, an absolute stunner. The crowd looks like a bunch of zombies.
Tennessee heads to the locker room, leading 7-3 over the Florida Gators.
The second half began with Tennessee setting the tempo. A Paris Harrelson sack in the opening series forced a Gator punt. The Gator fans were their usual charming selves, but in the face of danger, the band played on. After Cedric Houston's early exit due to injury, the Vols faced 4th and 1 at the Florida 43. Gut check time in the swamp.
Clausen quarterback sneak. Looks like he got a good spot, and that should be a first down.
With a fresh set of downs, Casey Clausen went on the offensive. First, willing his way to another first down with an 11-yard scamper on 3rd and 10. Then again on 3rd down, he hit Jason Swain, who found just enough real estate to give kicker James Wilhoit a chance, albeit a 51-yard chance.
It's got lots of leg, and the kick is going to be good.
Tennessee was up by 7 in the swamp.
Pressure, unloads, pass, too high, and bounces then off the shoulder pads of Rashad Baker.
Rashad Baker has been around long enough to know opportunities like that don't come around very often. And no one is harder on Rashad Baker than Rashad Baker.
Baker, like he does in practice, when you drop an interception, you do push-ups.
The Gators were forced to punt, and Tennessee's offense took advantage.
Fire long down the left sideline. The pass is going to be complete. Sprinting for the end zone is Brett Smith. Smith at the 5, tripped up. Did he get in? They're going to put him down at the 1-yard line. As Brett Smith comes in, that's his first play in a Tennessee uniform, and he was 6 inches away from going in for a Tennessee touchdown.
No problem. The Vols had the power to finish for Smith.
Tennessee trying to tack on a touchdown. Jabari Davis up in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. And the Volunteers lead 16-3 over the Gators.
Wilhoit's PAT extended the lead to 17-3. The third quarter ended with the defense extending its dominance over the Florida ground game. On this day, the unit allowed only 73 yards. But the Gators did add to their field goal to start the fourth quarter, and suddenly the Vols were up only 7 points. It was time to take charge.
Clausen back to throw. Looking, fires the slant pattern. It's going to be complete up to the 30-yard line to Jason Swain.
That was good for 17, but Swain and Smith were not the only fresh-faced receivers to step up on this day. On 3rd and 8, a new name emerged.
Clausen out of the shotgun, back to pass. Complete to midfield into the 45-yard line. Chris Hannon makes the catch. What a chess match going on.
Well, they had their full allotment. They had their 25 seconds, and you're exactly right. That's what was going on. Chess match. Clausen had a play. Florida moved. He changed the play. Florida moved again. He changed the play, and he hit Hannon for a huge first down.
Using the pass to set up the run, the Vols went to their workhorse.
Clausen, handoff. Jabari Davis up the middle. Breaks a tackle to the 30, to the 20. Still on his feet. Down to the 15-yard line. Jabari Davis really punishing the middle of that Florida defense now.
Jabari Davis was just hitting his stride.
Try Davis again, up the middle. Davis on his feet to the 5. Davis to the 3, to the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jabari Davis running through Gators. Gets into the end zone, and the Volunteers tack on a very, very big touchdown to give Tennessee a 23-10 lead.
The defense continued to seal the deal with play from Jason Allen, who was a welcome addition to the Tennessee secondary. From there, the Vols controlled the clock on offense, and the defense held the Gators at bay for the final 7 minutes.
Tennessee leading 24-10 and looking to beat the Florida Gators again on their home field. And now listen to the Tennessee fans roar. They'll count it down to 10 seconds. The Tennessee fans now start the celebration, and the team takes the middle of the field. And we count it down. 4, 3, 2, 1, victory. Tennessee beats Florida 24-10 as the Volunteers win in the swamp again.
We're from Tennessee.
It was completely a team win. It was completely a team victory. You guys came down here and played as a football team supposed to play. One side picking the other up, and nobody ever losing their poise. Lots of adversity to overcome. I'm not going to give you any speeches. You'll hear a lot when you watch the film. But guys, I love every one of you. Now listen to me. Well, let me give these balls away first. Here we go. I'm going to say this little guy right back there picking us up at the... Where's that crazy punter at? Turning the field over. That's what the kicking game's supposed to look like right there. I'm going to tell you what, somebody that showed a lot of courage and heart and has kept fighting is that dadgum Jabari Davis is coming And it goes without saying, defense, this goes to every doggone one of them. Chief! Where you at, baby? We got one goal and one heartbeat, and that's to be as good a football team as we can be. Hip hip! Hip hip! One knee. Count your blessings, guys. Our dear Heavenly Father, we pray to you and give you thanks for the many blessings you've bestowed upon us as individuals and as a football team. We thank you for these young men that have given so much to get to where they are. We ask you to give us the strength as a team and as individuals to keep moving forward. We bless your holy name. In Christ's name, amen.
Next up, South Carolina.
Here come the Volunteers. Get ready for the kickoff. There's the snap. It's a good one, and it's blocked. The punt is blocked. It's rolling around free down at the 10-yard line, and Tennessee has fallen on it.
On the Gamecocks' first series, Marvin Mitchell and Derek Tinsley found a way to contribute to the Tennessee cause. 2 plays later and just 2 minutes into the game, Tennessee got on the scoreboard.
Clausen, 3-step drop, throws to the end zone. Pass is going to be touchdown. It's going to be a touchdown in the corner, C.J. Payton.
The 9-yard TD pass added C.J. Payton's name to the growing list of big-time receivers. And if you check the B's on that list, you'll find number 81, Tony Brown. His catch, along with this one to Mark Jones, set up Tennessee for a tie-breaking touchdown.
Tennessee trying to take the lead in a 7-7 game. Handoff, Cedric Houston up the middle. Fights into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Touchdown, Cedric Houston. And Tennessee takes the lead back from South Carolina. 13-7 is our new score.
This game started fast and furious. 4 of the first 5 drives resulted in touchdowns, but the pace was altered in the second quarter, and suddenly the kicking game was king. After this second quarter field goal from James Wilhoit, the scoreboard operator had an easy gig. At 14-17, Dustin Colquitt did his best to limit South Carolina to 3 second-half points.
What a shot. That ball is going to bounce at the 5, kicks right, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. A 62-yard kick by Dustin Colquitt. And so Dustin Colquitt on again. Hangs this one high, a spiral that is going to angle and hit at the 10, and is going to be touchdown at the 1-yard line again by Tennessee. I have never seen a punting display like this tonight. It's been unbelievable.
Just beautiful. The only problem is can't use him in overtime.
That's right. Tim Priest said overtime. At the end of regulation, the score was knotted at 17. The Volunteer defense was up for the challenge. Defensive end Paris Harrelson was determined to make Tennessee's fourth overtime escapade a short-lived bonus session.
Waiting for the snap. It's down. The kick on the way, and the kick is good. And South Carolina takes the lead for the first time tonight.
So with the Gamecocks stymied, the field goal team took the advantage.
Handoff against Cedric Houston, running left. Houston breaks a tackle.
But down by 3, the Volunteers could begin a victory celebration with just one big play.
Here's the biggest of the night to this point. 3rd and 4 at the 5-yard line. In overtime, Clausen under center. Clausen looks, throws the fade pattern for the end zone. It's going to be instant victory for the Volunteers. James Banks on the fade pattern, catches it in the end zone. As Clausen hangs it up, Banks makes the catch, and Tennessee wins in overtime. The Volunteers take it over the Carolina Gamecocks, 23-20, as Tennessee wins in overtime, a sudden victory. Our final score tonight, Tennessee 23, South Carolina 20.
The offense amassed 371 yards, but none were bigger than those final 4.
Hey, man, I am awful proud of you, as all the coaches and everybody in the state of Tennessee are. You showed a lot of heart, a lot of fight, a lot of guts. Stayed in there and got it done. I don't believe we played our very best, but you got to win some games like that, okay, along the way. Take your hat off and be very gracious to South Carolina, guys. Okay, they played their butts off. They played their butts off. As I said, how about Dustin Colquitt? Yeah!
End-of-game heroics were certainly the order of the day. After the victory over South Carolina, the Volunteers went down to the wire again, this time against Auburn. Athletic plays like this James Banks catch were almost enough to secure victory, but spotting the Tigers' 14 points was too much to overcome.
They'll try Davis up the middle, up and into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Jabari Davis scores.
That doesn't mean the Vols didn't try. This was a gutty effort.
Clausen sets up, fires a dart down to the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee to Mark Jones.
Down by 14 on the Plains, the Volunteer offensive machine moved within striking distance.
Rolls right, throws for the sideline. It's going to be complete. Down to the 10-yard line, breaking the tackle, and getting into the end zone is Chris Hannon.
Clausen finished with 355 yards, but it was too little too late. And the Vols fell to the Tigers 21-28. Now, Tennessee simply had to regroup while facing the defending SEC champion Georgia Bulldogs. Things looked good early for the Vols, but once again, the defense led the way.
Browning, he's in the backfield and wrapped him and dropped. Tennessee blitzes through and drills him. J.T. Mapu.
Shut out and down by 10 in the second quarter, Mark Jones hauled in a bomb to get Tennessee on the board.
Clausen hands off, now fakes Jabari Davis, fires long down the left sideline. The pass is going to be... Who's got it? It's taken away. Taken away. Down the left sideline to the 20. Mark Jones to the 5. To the checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee.
The longest touchdown pass in Tennessee history brought the Vols to a 10-7 score, but that was as close as it would get. The Bulldogs rolled to victory.
Fires long for the end zone. Reggie Brown racing down there. The ball is going to be knocked away, and it's an intercepted. It's intercepted by Corey Campbell.
Typically, in spite of a lopsided score, the Vols would not quit.
Complete. Touchdown, Tennessee. C.J. Leak with a bullet to Brett Smith.
With 2 conference losses, every game the rest of the way would be huge. With Alabama up next, the stakes were even higher.
You know, you look at this football team of ours right here, it's got a lot of potential. A lot of potential that started the season really well. Very determined, confident football team. We've talked through a lot of stuff this week. There should be no surprise out there today as to what you're getting ready to face in a good, fast, tough Southeastern Conference football game. And I can stand up here and scream and yell. Johnny can go around and scream and yell. But I'm telling you, it comes from your hearts. It comes from you yourself, individually, that collectively makes up this football team. Now, what do you want? What do you want? You want another team meeting after the game? Huh? Or we want to be in here singing in the locker room like a Tennessee football team is supposed to, where we got our pride back. We hold our head high among the nation. I'm not pulling any jokes. I'm not trying to motivate. It's a fact. It's a fact. And there's some men in this room. There's some men in this room that are trying to lead the way. All you guys that haven't stepped up yet to play consistent, tough Tennessee football, now's the time. Now is the time. If I'm looking in the eye, I'm telling you, now is the time. Believe it. Believe in yourself. Believe in each other. You're a good football team. You got to go take what you want.
Tennessee has always wanted this game. This contest has been a series of streaks. The Vols logged 7 in a row until 2002. The 2003 Volunteers were determined to end the Tide streak at 1. The first quarter ended with Alabama scoring the only points on a field goal. But Tennessee did loosen things up with a welcome addition to the Vol attack.
Clausen, handoff, end around, going to Derek Tinsley. Tinsley at the 40, breaks a tackle to midfield. He's at the 45 and the 40-yard line, and out of bounds he goes. So Derek Tinsley, first time he's touched it all season long from scrimmage.
The 3-3 deadlock was in jeopardy late in the second quarter when Alabama drove to a 1st and goal from the 2. But that's all the D was willing to give.
Crow gets the snap, hands to his tailback. Williams up the middle, runs into a stone wall.
Linebacker Robert Peace was the architect of this wall.
Waits for the snap, gets it. Hands off to his tailback, trying to get some running room. He's hit and he's dropped at the 3-yard line. Big hit by Robert Peace. 3rd and goal for Alabama from the 3-yard line, right in the middle of the field. Now he gets the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to the near side. He's being pressured and sacked back at the 10-yard line. Robert Peace. And Alabama's going to have to settle for a field goal. Waits for the snap. There it is. Kick is bobbled. The kick is blocked by Tennessee. Bostic goes and falls on the football, and Tennessee has blocked the field goal. Jason Allen got a hand up and blocked it.
With halftime looming, Tennessee gained 63 yards in just 2 plays to set up a scoring opportunity. First, Cedric Houston rattled off 16, and then Casey Clausen went airborne.
Moves 2:05, Tennessee with 2 timeouts remaining. For the 39, Clausen back to throw, looking, fires the ball long down the right sideline. It's complete to Tony Brown. Brown to the 20, make that James Banks. Banks has it inside the 15-yard line.
James Wilhoit hoped this field goal would send the Vols to the locker room with a 3-3 tie.
John Henderson puts it down, the kick on the way, and the kick is spinning, and it is good. And so Tennessee has tied this game up at 3-all.
But after a long play by Bama, the Tide booted one more attempt.
He boots it high and long, and the kick is good. And Alabama takes the lead back with 13 seconds to go.
In the first series of the third quarter, Casey Clausen had the best seat in the house as he watched the Vols take the lead.
Casey Clausen wide to the right. Banks is going to come, run it inside. Banks has got a first down. Banks breaks a tackle to the 10, to the 5. Banks has got a touchdown. Tennessee takes the lead for the first time today, 9-6 on James Banks' rushing touchdown.
Bob Kessling, you set it up. You said a big call for Randy Sanders. What will he do 3rd and 3.5? They had worked on it in practice this week. Brent Hubbs gave us the tip that Banks would go some at quarterback, and it worked.
Alabama failed to answer on its next possession, and suddenly Tennessee was on a roll.
Now he fires down the middle. The pass is going to be intercepted at the 43-yard line. Corey Campbell comes up with the interception.
From there, James Wilhoit kicked in one of his 3 field goals, this one from 38 yards.
Snaps down, kicks on the way, it spins true, and it's good, and Tennessee now expands.
There's a reason this series is special. The will to win is evident on every down, and Alabama announced its intentions with a 36-yard strike to tie the game at 13. In the fourth quarter, the Tennessee defense found itself in familiar territory. 1st and goal at the 5. The result also seemed familiar.
Let's see if Alabama kicks a field goal. Does Alabama go for the lead here, or do they go for the touchdown? 4th and goal at the 1-yard line, and Alabama's going to go for it. Kroll waits for the snap, gets it, hands off. Sean Williams up the middle. He's not going to make it. He is not going to make it. Tennessee's defense stuffs him.
What a great surge by Tennessee's defensive line. That's 3 times Alabama's had a first down inside Tennessee 7, and they've stopped it.
So 2 goal line stands by Tennessee's defense, and the game stays tied at 13 all.
Unfortunately, the next Alabama possession found the Vols with their backs against the wall once again.
In a tie game at 13 all. 2 tight ends, backs in the I formation. They try the tailback again. Hudson, this time he's in.
The tide had shifted.
Alabama has come roaring back from down 13-6 to now lead 20-13.
Tennessee failed to answer, and when Alabama took possession with 3 minutes left in regulation, most of the national TV audience assumed the Alabama streak would reach 2.
It's going to be close to the first down. He gets it right at the 37, but I think he's short from where they're spotting the football. Now does Mike Shula have the guts to go for it?
Passing up the chance to convert the first down and possibly the best chance for victory, Alabama put the ball back in Casey Clausen's hands. That was all the senior could ask for.
Clausen under center, back to throw, looking, fires over the middle. The pass is going to be complete to James Banks. That'll be a first down to the 27-yard line.
Next.
Clausen fires the long out pattern. It's going to be complete.
Next.
Clausen looking, firing long down the sideline. The pass is complete.
Next.
Quick out pass is going to be complete. It's broken. A tackle is broken down to the 5-yard line. Still on his feet is Mark Jones. He's at the 1-yard line. Mark Jones, a little quick screen, broke a tackle, and got all the way down to the 1-yard line. Wow.
Bang, bang, bang. Clausen moved the Vols 85 yards in 7 plays. 1 more yard would send this game into overtime.
Clausen gets the snap. Jabari Davis up. No, it's a bootleg. Throwing it into the end zone. Touchdown to Troy Fleming. Alabama 20, Tennessee 20. Jeff, that might have been Randy Sanders' best drive of the season, and Casey Clausen executed it brilliantly.
Well, you're right, and most of that is Casey, because Casey's calling the plays right up there at the line. I'll tell you what, Casey may not be the most physically gifted guy, but I'll tell you he is one of the most mentally tough quarterbacks I've ever been around. To go with no timeouts, go the length of the field on the road, I'll tell you, that says something about the guy.
The first overtime consisted of 4 rushes and a pass.
Now he's back to throw. Clausen looks for the end zone, fires the pass, complete for a Tennessee touchdown in overtime. Complete to the pass complete to Derek Tinsley. It was Derek Tinsley in the end zone.
Unfortunately, Bama had an answer.
It's going to be caught by Dre Fulgham. The fade pattern to the near sideline, and Alabama has scored on a 4th and goal from the 6.
This one was far from over, but the clash was shaping up to be an all-time classic in this storied rivalry.
And Alabama takes the lead in the second overtime, 33-27.
The Volunteers needed a TD just to stay alive. And facing 4th down and 19 yards to go, C.J. Phaeton provided life support.
Fires the pass over the middle, man wide open, down to the 5-yard line. The pass complete to C.J. Phaeton. C.J. Phaeton comes up with a big catch down to the 5-yard line on a 4th and 19.
But Phaeton kept going. He ran through the middle all the way to the other side of the field where Clausen hit him.
After that, a 5-yard pass didn't seem too much to ask, but James Banks still made it interesting.
Looking for the end zone, going to be pressured, gets away from one man, throws for the end zone. The pass is going to be tipped again and caught by Tennessee. That's going to be a touchdown. James Banks comes up with the ricochet, and now it's 34-33.
Tied at 34, the Vols launched a one-play drive to start the third overtime.
Long for the end zone. The pass to James Banks is going to be touchdown! Touchdown in the far corner of the end zone. Casey Clausen goes for it all on the first play, and Banks makes a brilliant catch, and now Tennessee's got to go for two.
The conversion failed, and Alabama answered on its drive. A two-point conversion would win it for the Tide.
Back, fakes, fires into the end zone. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Tennessee, and that will end it as Jabari Greer pulls off the interception, and the third overtime period is over. And we go to a fourth overtime period.
The fourth overtime was less dramatic as Bama tacked on a field goal, and Tennessee failed to produce 6.
And on we go to a fifth overtime. Alabama and Tennessee are tied at 43 all.
On the fifth overtime, Tennessee used the fresh legs of Corey Larkins to set up Clausen on the 2-yard line.
Going to roll right. He's got some room to run. Casey Clausen going for the end zone. Did he get there? Haven't seen a signal yet. They're saying he's out of bounds.
Whether he scored or not is debatable, but no matter, he forced the issue on the very next play.
Sneak. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Tennessee. And the Volunteers have taken the lead in the fifth overtime. His first rushing touchdown of the season, and what a big one it is, as now Tennessee leads 49-43 in the fifth overtime.
A two-point conversion attempt was mandatory, and James Banks put the Vols up by 8.
Up and good, caught. James Banks hauls it in. The two-point conversion. Casey Clausen lobs it up and lets Banks go get it. And Tennessee's got an 8-point lead now, 51-43.
After 3 straight rushing attempts, Alabama faced 4th and 2 at the 17.
Pearl back to throw, fades for the end zone for Fulgham. He goes up, ball knocked away. Victory for Tennessee. In the fifth overtime, Jason Allen knocks the pass away from Dre Fulgham, and the Volunteers have beat Alabama in the fifth overtime. Tennessee wins 51-43 over the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Back on the winning side, the Volunteers were on a roll, and the taste of victory in Tuscaloosa propelled these comeback kids to a memorable stretch run.
That is classic. That is classic heart. That is classic guts. That's classic toughness. That's classic I am not giving up football. Tennessee Volunteers.
The next week, Tennessee hosted Duke at homecoming, and James Wilhoit got the party started.
So this is well within range. The snap was down, the kick on the way, spinning toward the goalpost, and the kick is good.
3 points were not enough, and the air attack padded the score.
Clausen changes the play at the line of scrimmage, gets the snap, 3-step drop, looks for the end zone, fires over the post pattern. It's going to be complete for a Tennessee touchdown to Chris Hannon. The post pattern.
There was plenty of time for everyone to get into the act, including James Banks.
Clausen, 3-step drop, quick fade pattern, long down the left sideline, right in stride. Tony Brown gets it down. Oh, James Banks makes that.
And this act included heralded runner Gerald Riggs.
This game was tied at halftime at 6-all. Handoff up the middle, Riggs makes a nice break for the 5 to the checkerboards.
Final score, Tennessee 23, Duke 6. Attention quickly shifted from Blue Devils to Hurricanes, but this bunch of Vols needed no warning.
You know, we talked about this opportunity all week long. There's really not a lot left to be said. This needs to be done. Done on the field in the 60 minutes that you play. Got the nation watching. National television, 2 great teams, great tradition, fantastic opportunity, guys. Play for 60 minutes, 1 snap at a time. The very best effort that you've got. We talked about Monday and how you win these kind of football games. Offensively, we've got to stay on the field. Stay on the field. That's by executing. That's by finishing blocks, taking care of the football, falling forward, fighting for that last 2 inches that ends up the difference in the first down. We talked about getting off the field defensively. You guys have worked really hard this week. Really hard. Stripping the football, hosking the football. Stopping the run. We are committed today to stopping the run. And then it gets down to the last thing, the most important thing. It's heart. It's coming from the heart, guys. We brought 80 people down here. 80 people, when they walk through that door, they believe that they're going to win this football game. 80 people that are committed to doing everything, and the staff committed to doing everything one play at a time to being the best football team that walks off that field today. Leave it on the field. I don't give a crap who's across the field. This is Tennessee. Now's the time. Today's the day.
After one quarter of action and only 3 points given up, the Tennessee defense knew they could shut down the potent Miami attack.
Behind the defense, the ball is batted away at the last minute by Jabari Greer. Roscoe Parrish was behind Greer. Greer, an NCAA hurdles champion, was able to make up a lot of ground and swat it away.
And the first play of the second quarter added to the Volunteers' confidence.
Here's Berlin back to throw. Waits, fires, the pass is going to be intercepted at the 43-yard line. Picked off by Kevin Simon. He steps in front of Roscoe Parrish and picks the ball off the turf at the 42-yard line. And Kevin Simon gets his first, and the Volunteers get great field position at the 42-yard line.
Jabari Davis moved the ball 19 yards to set up James Wilhoit.
Wilhoit from the 41-yard line will attempt to tie the game. Waits for the snap. Henderson gets it, puts it down. The boot is on the way, and the kick is going to be right through.
The game plan was to keep pressure on Miami quarterback Brock Berlin, and the defense answered the call. A fierce gauntlet held him to 213 yards passing, but more importantly forced bad decisions. Then, with 6.5 minutes in the half, his teammates followed that example.
Colquitt, they knock him down and the flag comes out. Parrish fields the punt at his 25-yard line. He's going to be knocked down at the 22. Great coverage, and Colquitt still down on the play.
Suddenly, a drive that stalled at the Tennessee 35 was revived at midfield, and the Canes were forced to deal with a determined group of Volunteers.
Third down and 12 from the Tennessee 48-yard line. Miami brings 8 men on the line of scrimmage. Miami trying to get there. Miami, they dump the pass off short to the up back, and did he get a first down? James Banks stretches the ball out as he gets to the 40 and picks up the first down.
From there, thanks to Cedric Houston, the chains kept moving.
Lawson, handoff, tailback. Houston up the middle, almost broke it, dragging a couple of Miami Hurricanes inside the 15. That'll be a first down, Tennessee.
With the end zone in sight, the sophomore running back displayed power and quickness, not to mention grittiness.
Corner gets to the 10, makes a move down the sideline to the 5. He's shoved out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Cedric Houston turning the corner, shoved out of bounds by Thomas Carroll.
Next, Casey Clausen called his own number.
At the Miami 2-yard line. Then a tie game at 3-all. Clausen under center. Clausen, bootleg. He's rolling right. Running for the corner of the end zone. Clausen dives and he stops short. But now Tennessee the decision. Do you go for it on fourth down?
The answer from Philip Fulmer, a resounding yes.
Clausen under center. Clausen. Handoff, end around, trying to get to the corner, and skipping in for a Tennessee touchdown is Derek Tinsley. And Tennessee takes the lead at the Orange Bowl against Miami 9-3. What a gutsy call. Tennessee does not take the field goal. Tennessee goes for the points, and the Volunteers take the lead. And this Orange Bowl crowd, very, very quiet.
But the defense was anything but quiet. Though it yielded 235 yards, it kept the Hurricanes out of the end zone.
Gathers down at tailback for Miami on 3rd and goal from the 5. Berlin under center, gets the snap, back to throw, looks for the end zone. Not there, fires the ball away. Had to throw it away, got some pressure.
The pressure gave the Vols confidence.
Be up and through. And so Miami, on the opening drive, 3rd quarter, cuts into Tennessee's lead, but the Volunteers keep the Hurricanes out of the end zone.
Ball control became the objective throughout the second half.
Backs in the offset line. Clausen fakes to the tailback, bootlegs to the right, and dumps a pass over the middle. Complete. Stop the presses to the tight end. Victor McClure makes his first catch of the year. Clausen's got plenty of time, and they dump the ball along the right sideline. Plenty of running room over there for Troy Fleming. Breaks one tackle, still on his feet, down to the 25-yard line.
Tennessee was holding tightly to the 10-6 score, and fortunately for the Vols, Brock Berlin was not holding tightly to the pigskin.
Pressure, Berlin's going to be sacked. He loses the football, and it's picked up by Tennessee. J.T. Mapu has picked up the football, and the Volunteers come up with a big hit. As Jason Mitchell knocks it free, he comes from behind against Berlin, and Tennessee's defense comes up with a huge play. And the Volunteers will take over the football at the Tennessee 45-yard line with 11:20 to go in the fourth quarter.
With 11 minutes in the game, Tennessee players could not afford to lose their heads. But against the Canes, that was harder than one would imagine.
And what you saw after that play, instead of getting in his face like Miami's been doing, Clausen went over and patted Woolfolk on the shoulder. He didn't take offense. He's probably happy to have the 15.
Unable to move even with penalty yards, the Vols looked again to the defense.
Blitz from the middle. Tennessee throws it. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Tennessee down at the 7-yard line. Gibril Wilson. Wilson picks it off. Brock Berlin was blasted by Mark Jones just as he threw it, and the ball fluttered, and Wilson caps off what has been a brilliant defensive day with an interception at the 7-yard line, and that big turnover that Tim, you were asking for, you got it.
Well, there might have been a small prayer in there, too.
The break was enough to keep the Canes out of the end zone, but not enough to win the game. That was up to Dustin Colquitt and Derek Tinsley.
Yes, down to Jeff.
Well, guys, we've often joked that Dustin Colquitt is Tennessee's best player. Their best player is going to get a chance to make a big play.
It'll be Taylor and Parrish back for Miami. Dustin Colquitt kicking into the breeze. He'll stand back at his own 12-yard line. Miami showing a 9-man front. There's the snap. It's a good one, and Colquitt gets it out of there and lays one into it. As he pins up the kicker, or the receiver Taylor, up against the sideline. He fumbles the football. It's loose, and I think Tennessee's fallen on it. Tennessee has fallen on the football. Sean Taylor fumbled the ball as Colquitt pinned him up against the sideline, and Tennessee has recovered the football. Two big turnovers by the Tennessee defense, and with 1:44 to go, Tennessee gets the ball back. Derek Tinsley has recovered the fumble as the punt went 53 yards. What a brilliant kick again, pinning Taylor up against the sideline. He fumbled the ball. Tinsley fell on it, and Tennessee has it with 1:44 to go, and they'll put it at the Miami 13-yard line.
From there, Tennessee ran its best offense of the day.
Victory formation number 3. Gets the snap, and he'll kneel down, and that will do it. Miami can't stop the clock. The Tennessee Volunteers now will count the clock down as the Volunteers start the celebration on the Orange Bowl field as they have ended Miami's 26-game home winning streak. The Tennessee fans across the way jubilant, and now they count it down. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Victory. Tennessee 10, Miami 6, as the Tennessee Volunteers are the state champions in Florida for 2003, winning at Florida, winning at Miami, and one of college football's most stunning upsets this season. But Philip Fulmer, Tim, all week long said he thought if his team played up to its capabilities, they could win this football game, and they did that today. And now the Tennessee players have now gone down to the opened end of the Orange Bowl Stadium. The flag is waving down there, and the Tennessee fans now are being high-fived by the players. What a moment, what a dramatic win by the Tennessee Volunteers as they come to the Orange Bowl and beat the Hurricanes 10-6.
Where you at, Rashad?
Right here.
Bet you say at halftime.
Hey,
I'll get it, baby. I am!
I'll get it!
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 That was a tremendous football game. Tremendous football team. You talking about heart and fight and soul? You got one for the offense, one for the defense, one for the special teams. Every goal that you have in the beginning of the year is a lie. The same commitment, the same dedication, the same way you came to work on Monday like you did last Monday, okay, will mean the difference whether we're going to get a chance to wear that ring or not. You've done what you needed to this point. Make sure your mind and your heart is ready to go forward. Enjoy this tonight, but don't look back.
Returning to the friendly confines of Neyland Stadium, the Volunteers found a group of Bulldogs equally friendly.
To the end zone, touchdown Tennessee! On the slant pattern, Chris Hannon. Clausen looked left, turned right back to the right. Hannon running the slant from the right side, was open in the checkerboards, and Tennessee has scored first and leads 6-0.
Still in the first quarter, Clausen added to his numbers.
Three-step drop, looks for the end zone, fires the fade pattern. It's going to be complete to Derek Tinsley at the pylon for a Tennessee touchdown. Casey Clausen just lofted it out there, and Derek Tinsley runs under it, catches it right at the pylon in the corner, and the Tennessee Volunteers have scored again as Clausen a brilliant, brilliant throw.
Thank goodness for the discovery of Derek Tinsley a few games ago.
The offense discovered the ground game worked just as well.
Standing tailback, they'll try him up the middle. Davis dives to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee! James Banks going over the top of center. Scott Wells into the end zone, and the Volunteers lead by a score of 20-7.
A good time was had by all. The defense logged 4 sacks and this fumble recovery on the way to allowing only 288 yards. Gibril Wilson led the team with 9 tackles. The offense, well, it tallied 535 yards total, and here's 38 of the 346 air miles.
Looking left, firing long down the left sideline. A man is out there in the end zone, and it's going to be touchdown, Tennessee! Mark Jones! Casey Clausen, perfect throw, just a perfect throw. Lines up, hits Mark Jones on the streak pattern. He got him in the back corner of the end zone.
The offense had 28 points in the first half. Gibril Wilson did his part to ensure Mississippi State had only 7.
And Gibril Wilson picks it off. Tennessee gets the turnover and stops the Mississippi State attempt to score here at the end of the half. What a great, that's the old Oski play there, Tim.
In the second half, it was more of the same.
12:37 to go in the third quarter. Tennessee leads 28-7. Here's Clausen back to throw. Fires this time, he looks left, fires for the end zone for Chris Hannon. He's got it in stride. Touchdown, Tennessee! Clausen again right on target, and Chris Hannon catches his second touchdown pass of the day, and Tennessee scores on its first possession in the third quarter. And the punt is blocked. The punt is blocked, rolling toward the Tennessee end zone. They're going to scoop it up, and did they get into the end zone? No, down at the 1-yard line. Tennessee came clean on the block. Troy Fleming picked it up. He tried to let it roll into the end zone before he fell on it. It could be the shortest drive of the year. First and goal at the 1 after the block punt. Clausen under center. Jabari Davis, the standing tailback. Clausen gives it to Davis, and the J-Train is in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A 1-yard scoring drive after the block punt. Jabari Davis cashes in for his second touchdown of the day, and the Volunteers now pouring it on. It's 41-7.
The only suspense on the day was how many records would be tied or broken.
Zone for Hannon, and Hannon has got a touchdown, Tennessee, on the fade pattern. That's the third touchdown catch of the day for Chris Hannon, and Clausen now has 5 touchdown strikes, and Tennessee leads 48-7.
With the game firmly in control, young players made their marks.
Here's Fant throwing that throwback to the back out of the backfield. Nick Turner, but it's intercepted by the linebacker, Marvin Mitchell, who's running with the back down the sideline, and Marvin Mitchell makes a marvelous play as he intercepts it, running stride for stride with Turner down the far sideline. Handoff up the middle. William Revel to the 5, to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee. William Revel's first carry.
21-59 was the final, and thoughts quickly turned to another final. The next week against Vanderbilt would be the final game in Neyland Stadium for Tennessee senior players.
And a quarterback from Northridge, California, majored in sociology, number 7, Casey Clausen.
Clausen shoots his right index finger to the sky, and The senior quarterback runs to the tee, the final one to come through. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's game time, and here come the rest of the Volunteers on the Shields-Watkins Field.
The emotion of the day propelled Clausen to another of his many stellar games.
2nd down and 8 as Clausen goes under center again. Fakes to his tailback. Houston, now he looks. Fires right over the middle. Post pattern. It's going to be bobbled. Did he catch it? Sure did. Touchdown, Tennessee. Tony Brown. Brown running the slant pattern right at the back end zone. And the pass was right on the money. He had to stretch out. He bobbled it, juggled it coming down. But he kept his eye on it and grabbed it before he hit the turf. And Tennessee scores on its first possession as Casey Clausen right on target to Tony Brown.
Clausen finished sharp with 262 yards and 3 TDs.
Handoff, Jabari Davis up the middle to the 5 to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jabari Davis untouched, rumbles right up the middle, and the Volunteers lead it 13-0.
Casey Clausen wasn't the only senior interested in going out on a high note. Enter Mark Jones.
Looks for some running room, gets to midfield. He's now to the 40, still loose to the 30. Mark Jones has got a convoy. Mark Jones to the 10. Mark Jones all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Mark Jones on the punt return, 58 yards, and Tennessee leads it by a score of 20-0. Mark Jones, a senior day to remember as he takes it all the way for a Tennessee touchdown.
Receiver Chris Hannon's TD added to the score and to Vanderbilt's misery.
Sideline toward the checkerboards. It's going to be a touchdown, Tennessee. Touchdown to Chris Hannon. Casey Clausen led him perfectly. Hannon running down the left sideline, and Clausen throwing that long out pattern just about as well as any quarterback in Tennessee history. Was right on target that time.
But this was Mark Jones' day, with 45 yards receiving, 120 yards in kick returns, and this interception returned 51 yards.
Defensive back, guess who? Mark Jones. Jones to the 15, to the 10, and down to the 8-yard line. The pass hit the receiver right in the hands. Eric Davis couldn't hang on to it, and it popped to Mark Jones, who is a football magnet.
Seizing opportunity from Jones, Clausen padded his gaudy rushing numbers.
Touchdown, Casey Clausen. Clausen rushes for the touchdown on the sneak, and Tennessee expands the lead 37-0.
And for good measure, in the second half, he lofted one more pass to Derek Tinsley.
Did he catch it? Touchdown, Tennessee! Derek Tinsley on the deep fade pattern to the left corner of the end zone, and Derek Tinsley over his shoulder makes a brilliant catch as Tennessee scores on its opening drive in the third quarter. What a catch by Tinsley.
A shootout was important to the defense, and in the fourth quarter, Antoine Stewart kept that hope alive.
Fires the ball. That pass is intercepted down at the 5-yard line. That pass is picked off by Antoine Stewart.
Tennessee 48, Vanderbilt nothing. The Big Orange completed its 10-win season the following week against Kentucky. The victory sealed the Vols' share of the SEC East Division crown.
Tennessee was 6 defensive backs. Here's a fake and inside handoff, and Boyd throws the ball down the middle. That pass is going to be picked off. Did he catch Kentucky it? Coming after him. He fires over the middle. The pass complete to James Banks down to the 20-yard line, and he somersaulted down at the 15. Big fourth down conversion. Waits for the snap. Henderson gets it, puts it down, kicks it up. The kick is sailing, and it is good. Clausen looks for the end zone. Fires the pass that way. It's going to be complete for a Tennessee touchdown. Complete to Mark Jones in the back of the end zone. Lorenzen back to throw. Sets up the middle screen. Bang! What a big hit at the 33-yard line. What a hit by Gibril Wilson. Cedric Houston, the tailback, gets the handoff up the middle. Now pops it to the outside to the 5. Still on his feet. Rolling toward the end zone as he's in. Touchdown, Tennessee. What a great run by Cedric Houston. What a brilliant drive to put this game away. Tennessee comes from behind to win as they take it today over the Wildcats here in Lexington, 20-7.
It was a season of dramatic wins and tremendous milestones for the 2003 Tennessee Volunteers. Road victories over Florida, Alabama, and Miami were the highlights along the path to a share of the SEC Eastern Division Championship. Quarterback Casey Clausen finished his career as one of the winningest and most productive quarterbacks in SEC history. Punter Dustin Colquitt achieved All-American status and led the conference in punting. He single-handedly controlled opponent field position all season long. Defensively, the Volunteers held almost half their opponents to 10 or fewer points, including the high-powered offenses of Florida and Miami. This was the 2003 Tennessee Volunteers, the Comeback Kids.